What is up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to another album review here, and today we are going to be doing David Reese's new album here, Baptized by Fire.
I realize the enemy is me.
Now,
Contradicted.
this album did come out in of this year, 2024, so we have a little bit of time here with it now to really dive into it here, and obviously people that do know who David Reece is, he or don't know who David Reece is. He was the frontman once Udo left Accept for one album in 1989, and that is Accept's Eat the Heat. Very good album. Did a review on that here on the channel as well, so check that out. And then he also went on after Accept to do Bangalore Choir. Amazing album. The album On Target came out in 1992. And then most recently, he did release another Bangalore Choir album, Center Mass, I believe. And then also he did Iron Allies from 2022, which we did end up doing a interview with David about a year ago or so now, and pretty cool interview. So if you want to check that out, click this link right here. But yeah, David, cool guy to talk to, and has a bunch of stories. Like I said in the interview and such, we kind of go through a lot of his career, and it's pretty good, bro. It's certainly worth the watch, guys, if you guys are fans of either one of these bands. But today, like I said, we're gonna go with David Reese's 2024 album, Baptized by Fire, and this is, I think, one of the heavier. This album reminds me of what he did with Iron Allies. Same type of traditional but modernized metal, if you will. It has that real traditional feel to it. And the two singles off of this album is "Enemy and Me" and "We Lost the Fight." As of now, anyway, those are the two singles. Good songs, and this is kind of like where you want David Reece to be. Now, I do prefer his Bangalore Choir stuff, especially, like I said, the debut album. I like the real melodicness that he brings to the table and stuff with that project. And but I do like his heavy stuff though too. It amazes me that with David's age, that he still sounds amazing. Doesn't sound like his age at all. Awesome, absolutely, like blows me away. And just the amount of music that he writes and just does is just crazy to me. Like, just I gotta give him props. Every year, at least every year, it seems like he has something new coming out one way or another, and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on here, man? Like, but it's all good quality stuff though, nonetheless.
Wow, you're amazing, dude.
Now, like I said, some of it might not be my favorite style that he does, or what have you, but it's all quality stuff. So let us jump in a little bit here to the Baptized by Fire.
Hey, this is Jay. And this is Bill from Wrath of Typhon. And you're watching Krash Kourse Metal Show.
Like I said, 2024 most recent release. And first track is "Enemy and Me," which is a music video single. This is like a classic David Reece song, and it certainly deserves to be one of the first singles off of this album. Certainly has a chunky bass line right from the start. Just great riffage all the way around too, I will say. The band that he has behind him here is very, very good. So let's introduce the band since we're at it here. You have Nicolo on guitar, and you also have Ricardo on bass, and then you have Giovanni on drums, and then you obviously have David on the vocals. So four-piece, but very good. It's tight all the way around. Like, this album, the production's pretty good as well. Like, just it's what you expect from David Reece. If you have followed him throughout his career, it's not a surprise what this sounds like. Professionally done, the quality, but yeah, I and the artwork's pretty badass too. Like, you can see there. I'll put it up on the video as well. But yeah, very cool. This is, like I said, if you're more of the heavy fan of the heavier stuff for David Reece, this is right up your alley. Enemy is Me is right on point with that. Then you got the second track here, We Lost the Fight. Pretty good. It took me a couple took me a couple spins to really appreciate this. But to make it as a single, I don't know actually. I'd have to sit with it a little bit more to really think. But I mean, We Lost the Fight. It is funny because he says like I lost faith in all humanity, one person at a time and such, which I think most of us do. I mean,
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
which I guess kind of like why you would put it as a single, because it seems like, a lot of people do kind of had that idea recently, the past couple years or so. But Wrong Move, track number 3, pretty good. The first 3 tracks are, like I said, where you want David to be with your heaviness. But track number 4, Payback's a Bitch, that's a borderline song for me. It might make the iPod, it might not. Not sure yet, but just gonna sit with that for a little bit. So track number 5, you have No Rest for the Wicked. Pretty cool. I like this one too. I will say, I do. As you do have a total of 12 tracks. So, and I think, as most of you know that follow the channel, I do think 12 tracks usually is a little bit too much. And I kind of think it's kind of the same deal here with this album, because we'll get into it once we finish up the title, or once we finish up the tracks. I will jump into that here. So you move on to track number 6 here, Twilight of the Gods. Another one that is listenable. But nothing really, like, even with No Rest for the Wicked and Twilight of the Gods, nothing really, like, when the album's playing, I like it. I can listen to it, but if it comes on solo or like just on random shuffle, I don't know. Like, those two are gonna have to be listened to a little bit more to really digest. And that's another point too. It's like you got Seasons of a Man here, track number 7, which probably isn't going to make the iPod. That's one I'm not a big fan of. But track number 8, you have Closer to God, which I am a fan of this song. David finally starts to really like slow down the tempo somewhat. It's still a medium tempo though. There's nothing really slow per se. I would think, from what I can remember, other than maybe the track number 10, My Heart Burns. That might be the slowest track. So like, there's really no ballad. There's really nothing Bangalore choir melodic, mid-tempo to slow melodic stuff on here, which I think kind of hurts the album too. Like, this album doesn't have to be anything like Bangalore choir or anything like that. But I think with it still being on the traditional heavy metal with a modern feel, I think it would be better off with like some melodic, a real melodic mid-tempo, slower song. I think it would just help break up some of this album, because like I said, the first like 4 or 5 tracks or so, like it's all fast. It's all kind of in your face type deal. Like, not that they sound the same, but I think I would really like to see Closer to God like go up in the 4th spot or somewhere around there, just to break up some of this more faster stuff and heavier stuff. And then you got track number 9 here, Archbishop of Anarchy. Another one that's just okay. I'm not sure if that's going to make the iPod. Okay, and then track number 10 here, My Heart Burns, like I said. Really good, slower to mid-tempo song. Track number 11, Acceptance of Denial, is actually really good. I really like the groove on this one. Same thing with No Rest for the Wicked as well. That has a really good groove to it. But Acceptance of Denial, David's voice is really coming out in this one too, along with the guitars as well, the groove. But track number 12 here to finish up, you have Tomorrow Don't Matter Today. Another one that's okay. But I like this album though, nonetheless. I mean, I know I said there's probably like 3 or 4 songs out of 12 that aren't going to make the iPod, but you're still looking at like 7 tracks or so that are going to make the iPod, and that's still a decent album. It's still really good. Like I said, the first 3 tracks are really good. Enemy Is Me, certainly check out that song. Certainly check out Enemy Is Me, Closer to God, and Acceptance of Denial are probably my 3 favorites off this album. But guys, check this out. David Reece still doing his thing, man. Like I said earlier, it's just amazes me that he's still putting out this type of quality stuff. and I just absolutely am looking forward to every year something new coming out from and seeing what it's all about and such. So, like I said, the only issue I really have, like I said, production's fine. David sounds good. The band sounds good. But the only thing I would say is like it's too much in one gear, for me. Now, like I said, if you cut this down to 10 tracks, then maybe it works a lot better as far as that goes, and then move one of these two slower to mid-tempo tracks more in the middle of the fast stuff, and I think you'll have a better at least in my opinion, you would have a better focus on the album throughout the album. So that is where I stand with that. But as a rating, I'll take 3 out of 5 for this. This is a solid 3 out of 5 still. I know, because like it seems like, because like I said, there's still guitar solos on here. There's good. This is where you want David Reece. Okay, this is. But now I'm kind of comparing it, like I said, to Iron Allies, which I think there's just slightly a little bit more memorable stuff on Iron Allies, if I may. But still, this is, like I said, where you want David to be. If he's not doing Bangalore choir type of music, you certainly want him in Baptized by Fire mode or Iron Allies mode, and this is what you get. But like I said, 3 out of 5 rating for me. Certainly recommended, especially if you're a fan of the Accept, Eat the Heat, or the Iron Allies output. Certainly something to check out, and can't recommend it enough. So 3 out of 5 for me, guys, and let me know in the comments what you think of David Reece as well with his Accept tenure and then also his Bangalore choir stuff. I'm really interested to see what you guys say about that. And even he has a whole slew of catalog as well. Let me know what you think. Is there something that I am really missing, because I don't have all of his solo catalog or his some of his other bands from like the mid 90s and such like that. So if you guys have any input on that, let me know. But stay out of that collateral damage, guys, and thank you for watching another Krash Kourse review. If you guys enjoyed this review, check out this cool video right here.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.